Next, Mr. Doherty, please, for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, I want to, again, thank you for your service. I almost want to say thank you. You almost deserve a medal for being here today and listening to some of the comments that are going on. I want to go on a little bit the same line of questioning that my colleague, Mr. Moore, went off of. And this has to do with the, and I'm just going to be very blunt about it, the hug-a-thug policies that we have seen under this Liberal government. November 25th, 2021, I know that's a date that you're very familiar with, Mr. Wright, where Paul Nicholas Russell terrorized the community of Vanderhoof and hunted RCMP officers. He shot dozens of high-velocity rounds into the RCMP detachment, narrowly missing both enlisted and civilian members before taking to the streets. Last week, his sentence was reduced from 10 years to 5 years. That's one example. 3 weeks ago, my constituent Bob Hubbard returned home to his house in Mud River, where his house was being looted by a group of drug addicts, criminals. He tried to stop them. He was ran over, severely injured, airlifted to Vancouver hospital in Vancouver, where he remains today. Almost lost his arm. Facial reconstructive surgery had to be done. Numerous injuries. He'll have to have numerous surgeries as he moves forward. Mr. Hubbard is a senior. This revolving door that you and your frontline officers have to face each and every day must be demoralizing. And you know, Mr. Wright, this is an opportunity. You are here representing the thousands of frontline officers. I would like to hear in your own words how demoralizing these type of policies are. We see it with the drugs. We see it, and we're hearing it today. It's not all whistles and glow sticks that we hear from our colleagues. You and your officers deal with life and death decisions each and every day, and you don't want to see anybody die from an overdose. Your testimony today it has been very valuable, but I feel it's been under an attack. So through you, through the chair to you, the remaining time is for you to share how these hug-a-thug policies have demoralized your frontline staff.
Thank you for that. Yes, that's a very good description. It is demoralizing. I would say for some of the fresh young recruits, it's actually soul-crushing to see. You know what, it's not hyperbole that quite often these individuals are released back out into the community, even for violent crimes, prior to the paperwork being completed by the officer. The criminals that were found from Mr. Hubbard were released back onto the street within 24 hours. Yeah, and that's very typical nowadays. Different from my experience a couple of decades ago, where a serious offense like that, I would say the probability is those individuals would have been held in custody for some time, if not until trial. But yeah, it is commonplace now for individuals to be released back out into the community. And I know there's a lot of reasoning behind that with regards to how being in custody may impact that individual, but I think there's a wider argument as to the harms that society as a whole faces when some of those individuals, particularly career violent criminals, who for decades have committed severe violent acts, are released out into the community again. And yeah, the next victim suffers potentially life-altering injuries trying to protect their property or minding their own business. So it's extremely disheartening and definitely over an almost 30-year career, the most disheartening thing that I've seen, and not because I want to see people locked up, it's because I want to see society protected from people who actively want to do harm and ill against other individuals. And it seems like a lot of those, from my personal perspective, a lot of those tools and processes that used to protect many in society have been reduced or stripped away.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Mr. Doherty.